All right, we're going. All right, you guys, this is Shelly Hyde, Ambassador Diamond, and I want to thank all of you for being on. I'm super excited. This is our leader Zoom that we do every morning on Tuesday, every Tuesday morning. And a couple things that I'm like, I just wanted kudos to all of you because finishing this month strong is so huge. Like I'm watching volumes going up and I'm seeing promotions and it's just so exciting. You know, I've got somebody on my team that's getting ready for a promotion and in a whole year, she didn't promote, didn't get to Ruby, but now in the last 2 months, like boom, shot off like a rocket and going Ruby. I've got somebody on that's going to promote to executive. So it's just super exciting of what's happening. I see it and feel it through the company, the changes that they're making, and it's just crazy what they're doing. I love, love, love having Cammie in the field. And what does that mean to us? Cammie Dempsey is in the field, and because we are directly under Cammie, you guys, what that means is that, and this goes for anybody because she's working for corporate, and what that means is that if you have brilliant ideas or you have suggestions, please shoot me an email. Make sure that you text me and say, Shelly, did you get my email? And the reason I say that is because I'm crazy busy and I don't want to drop the ball on anybody, but that's huge. I have been asking and asking and asking. Somebody is not muted. If you guys can mute yourself, that'd be great. You guys, I have been asking nonstop for the 120 in free product coming back. Like ever since it was gone, I was like, no, we have to have that back because that is like the first step of somebody's success. In 30 days, getting 4 loyal customers. And for anybody that's brand new, basically what it was is in 30 days, getting 4 loyal customers, $25 or more would get you $120 in free product. Now, how cool is that? Guess what? They are contemplating on bringing it back. So she said, just stay tuned. So I know that there is something in the midst of bringing something else out, and I'm super excited about that. Just to be able to hear her on her leader call, it was so powerful to just listen of what they're doing. And believe me, corporate is taking the right steps in the right direction. Cammie has hired a team behind her that's going to be out and about in the field. So you're going to have access to that. So I am stoked about that because I know us out in the field, we feel it and we see it and we know that Cammie's been there. But sometimes she doesn't get to hear from our brand new distributors, that are going, hey, I wish we could have done this or we would have had this. Because those are the things that's only going to make our company bigger and stronger and make our distributors to be able to promote faster. So I'm super, super excited. A few other things is that I wanted to just touch about. Talking about diamonds, we are here I want you guys to think about if you had a really good run, and I'm going to use Jen Zay because she's right in front of me, and I'm going to use her for an example. And I don't know every detail, but I know that she was promoting when she came back from conference a few years ago, and she was running nonstop. And she's in having a baby and promoting, literally charting. But the crazy thing is she wasn't just promoting her spot, she was promoting her husband's spot. Okay? And I'm not throwing you under the bus by no means, Jen, because I know you're still a rock star. But what I want to say to that is I want you guys to think about, when was your biggest success in your business? Was it a week ago? Was it a month ago? And some of you, I really want you to think back to that day. Was it when you promoted to Ruby? When you were having tons of parties? What was it? When was that biggest success that you saw? In every single person, I'm looking at everybody, and I don't know every single person on here, but I know that you all had that moment. Okay? So I want you to take that moment, and now I want you to think about, what did you do to get there? I don't care if you promoted to executive and you felt that momentum, you felt that strength, you were excited, you were like, woo, things are going so awesome. I want you to go back to that moment. What did you do to get there? Was it blitzing? Was it putting the rap on people? Was it having parties? What was it? Signing customers? Maybe it was posting online. And I want you to go. Maybe it was doing booths. I'm looking at Kamala. She's awesome at a booth. She's amazing at connecting. And the best part, when you're doing a booth, you guys, it's not being at the booth. Yes, it's making the contacts and getting the leads, but it's the follow-up. We don't ever stop following up with those booth leads. And Kamala is amazing at that. So what is it? Where was your biggest run? And what were you doing to get there? Okay? I want you to take yourself back there, and I want you to think about it, and I want you to put it into action today into your plan. Because I know that we all have gotten to a spot and that we can get comfortable, and then we plateau. And then we get going again, and then we plateau. But we got to run, and we got to run hard. Because these bonuses are dangling right in front of your eyes and right in front of your nose where you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it. And this is something that is going to be life-changing for so many people. I also want you guys to really think about what is it that you are dreaming for? What is it that you're shooting for? Because we got to keep our eye on the prize, you guys. We talk about this all the time, is we got to keep our eye on the prize. So maybe it was getting to diamond. And I'm just going to use that as an example because when I got to diamond, I'm not going to lie, I got comfortable. I plateaued and I sat there for the longest time. Like I'll never forget going, Cammie, I'm so bored. What? Like I was just sitting there. And this is a couple things that I just want to touch on is that a title doesn't make you be a leader. You stepping out of your box, you stretching yourself, that's what makes you be a leader. You connecting with people that are in a different league. And when I say that maybe that's somebody that you admire, you got to connect with them. You can't just stay connected with the people that are plateaued because we try to energize them. We try to motivate them. No, we got to continue to keep doing the best that we can do at what we do. Okay. So personal development, huge thing for your business. If you're not doing it, get focused on it. If it's daily, it will change the quality of your life, your business, your personality, your relationships, even if you're only putting 15 minutes in a day. Okay. Who do you surround yourself with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? We know that we all got to be running with the people that are running, but you should be connecting with sidelines, uplines, all that. That is what's going to help you go further. That's what's going to help you step out of your box. And I love what Cammie always says is we can do anything, but we can't do everything. So I would like to recognize one of my leaders on my team and Miss Crystal Lyles. And I am so, so proud of you, what you're doing. She is like standing tall. She is running. She is partying. She's got her tea partying and she's rocking and rolling. And I love that she just stepped out of her box and said, Shelly, dang it, we need you here. We need you in Alabama. We don't have anything down south. And I'm like, I got to go. I got to go. And then to be able to call her and tell her that Joel and Stephanie Dunn are coming, like she was in tears. Like it was crazy. I just loved it. So, and I said, Crystal said to me a couple weeks ago when we had a guest speaker, Kim Haber, and she's like, that's so awesome. If you ever need me to bring a guest on, I would love to do that. And so I am going to hand this over to amazing Crystal Lyles from Alabama, and she is going to introduce us to her guest speaker. And if you guys, this is a sideline, correct, Crystal?
This is my bestest sideline ever.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So when you look at the sideline relationships, Crystal, what can you say to everybody how important it is to build sideline relationships?
Honestly, I think it's probably the most important thing. And it's crazy because Deb, who is my guest today, she came into my life at such a pivotal time in my business too. And it was so unexpected, like the way that we met. And I guess kind of the bond that we have. I felt like from the time that she and I really started talking, I don't know, we just have a bond that I don't have, but with a handful of other people, not just in this business, but in my life. I feel like at any point I can go to her and melt down, because we all have to have those people we can melt down to. And she just gets me, and it's crazy. I'm going to just talk for a second. I want y'all to understand like how our relationship formed, and then I'll let Deb tell y'all her story. But a lot of y'all have heard me talk about the time that I won the $20,000. Kind of the same situation whenever, Mark, this in September, he gave away $10,000 to 100 people. Well, a couple of years ago, he gave away $20,000 to 20 people for 3 months in a row. And the way that I actually met Deb is a few months before they did the drawing, I was at Green Carpet, and I was sitting next to this lady with short white hair. And so she's just one of those people, you can't forget her, okay? And I remember I turned to her and said, hey, will you take our picture? I didn't know her or for anything. And she took a picture of me and one of my teammates. And y'all, at Green Carpet, there's like 5,000 people there at the time. So the odds of her sitting right beside me was crazy. So I remember hearing her mention that her daughter was going to walk the stage. And I halfway listened to what she said. Like, I'm not kidding. I was so excited and caught up in the moment and taking pictures. And she took our picture. Well, like 2 months later, when I won the $20,000, they had the top 20 income earners draw the names, and her daughter, Mackenzie Schultz, was the number 19 money earner, and she drew my name. And I remember when she drew my name, I got a friend request from the short-haired lady, and she messaged me and was like, I'm Mackenzie's mom. And so I essentially halfway listened to her when she was talking to us at Green Carpet, but I started freaking out, y'all. Started totally freaking out. Oh my gosh, I just sat beside you. You just took my picture, y'all. It was the craziest thing ever. And come to find out, y'all, I always tell people, and I know sometimes people not already in the business think I'm crazy, but goodness, y'all, you're here for a reason. And I hope that you really know that even through the ups and downs. But I remember also finding out literally like several months later, and I started squalling my eyes out. Mackenzie Schultz joined the business the very same day as I did, April 2nd. So what are the odds that I go to a Green Carpet and I sit beside her mother, and her mother's talking to me and taking my picture? Literally 2 months later, Mackenzie draws my name. I win $20,000, and she joined the business the very same day that I did. And so through that, I developed this amazing friendship with Deb. And like I said, she's just somebody that, right after that, I had some things going on in my business. We all do. We all have these things. And I was just in a really low spot. And it was just like, we just kindled this amazing friendship. And I just freaking love her. She, to me, is one of the best kept secrets of It Works Global. I love to hear her talk. And so when Shelly and I were talking about us, helping and inviting guests on this leaders team, I was like, Deb was like my first choice. I was like, I have to get her on here. I just have this special thing with her. So Deb Hoffman is a presidential diamond with It Works Global. Woo! And the coolest thing ever, and the thing that I love the most about her, is that most people assume because she's Mackenzie's mom that Mackenzie must have built her business for her. And that's one of the things I love about her. She has the drive and the work ethic of a freaking mule, and she's precious. So, Deb, if you just want to tell your story for everybody.
I would. Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm like verklempt, as they say. I'm Crystal does this to me every time. I am a crier, so this probably will not be the only time I cry during this next few minutes, but I am Deb Hoffman. I am Presidential Diamond, and I'm excited to be on this Zoom today with all of these amazing leaders. I feel very honored. I adore Crystal, of course, and I love our story, her and I, and how we got together, but I'll just tell you a little about myself. So I'm a nurse and have been for a very long time. And I had no interest in selling anything ever in my life. I mean, all I do is I take care of people. That's kind of my deal, is that I am a nurturer and I want to take care of you, but that's it. I have no interest in selling anything. And to this day, I still have not. I still have never sold a thing. Okay, so my daughter is Mackenzie Schultz. That is kind of my claim to fame. She went Ambassador Diamond in about 3.2 seconds. I mean, it was crazy. I actually asked her last night, like, remind me how long it was. She said less than a year. She went double diamond in 3 weeks, which is another crazy thing to me. And I was working full time at my nursing job. I worked as a primary nurse for a very busy OBGYN doctor. We would see between 40 and 50 patients a day. So I really had no time to do anything, and that was something that was kind of in the back of my mind, is that I had no flexibility with my time whatsoever. And I was 55 years old. I am now 59 years old. I just had a birthday, so I'm not even rounding up, 59. So I really had no idea what this business could do for us. Mackenzie enrolled in April of 2013. And she did it kind of on a whim. It's kind of a crazy story. Actually, the gal who enrolled her is Jamie Rosecrans, who is also an Ambassador Diamond now. She was a patient at the office that I was working at, and I actually saw her in March of that year. She came in for her annual exam, and on the bulletin board in the room that she was in was a poster for my blessed grandbabies. Oh, and here I go. They get me every time. They were born at 27 weeks. They were 2 pounds and 3 pounds when they were born. They struggled the entire time in utero and out of utero. Our little Jude was 2 pounds and had open heart surgery when he was 2 months old. He was not even 3 pounds yet. They are miracle babies for sure. And I was the primary nurse for the doctor that was caring for them. So I saw their struggle firsthand every moment of my day. Mackenzie's pregnancy was really, really, really high risk. She had no idea that she was pregnant. At 6 weeks, 6 days, I was actually in the room with her and her husband when they did the ultrasound in our office. And I said, holy, when we found there were 2 heartbeats. So they have just been such a blessing to me my whole life. But I also realized during that time, in the back of my mind, how am I ever going to spend as much time with them as I possibly can? Because I worked at a job that Facebook, first of all, was banned on our computers. I, many, many days, never got lunch. I was hired for 24 hours a week, and I was working 40 hours a week. I asked if I could get back to the schedule that I was hired for, and they said, no, you're too valuable. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know, how can that be? So all of these things kind of factored in, not that I was like driven to find something different, because here I am, 55 years old. How am I ever going to have another nursing job? Because since I was 5, that's what I was going to do, is I was going to be a nurse. So Mackenzie enrolled April 2013, went crazy, busy, full on ignorance on fire, as we say, double diamond in 3 weeks. And I had no idea what that even was. I can remember her texting me and saying, Mom, I'm getting a $10,000 bonus. Mom, I'm getting a $30,000 bonus. And I was like, yeah, sure you are. So Jamie had enrolled her. So Jamie had seen this poster in the exam room, and she had said to me, I want to donate some money to that Ambassador Walk. They were the Ambassador family for March of Dimes. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, what business do you do? And she's like, oh, have you ever heard of those crazy wraps? And I was like, oh, I mean, I like totally rolled my eyes. And I was like, yeah, you can just contact my daughter. You can find her on Facebook. You guys can talk through it. Because I was like, this is so ridiculous. Whatever. So she did. She contacted Kenzie and said, sure, I'll be a customer. You can donate money, but I have no interest in being a distributor. And Jamie's like, well, okay, I just want to make sure it's only $40 more. And Kenzie's like, okay. Well, they were silently struggling and really entrepreneurs of their own, because she owned her own photography studio. Her husband owned his own barbecue restaurant. And those are the last people that get paid, are the people that are the entrepreneurs typically. So they were really struggling. In fact, to the point where I found out a year later, they were behind on their mortgage by 3 months. And I had no idea of that. And she was like, yeah, Mom, I knew that you and Dad would help me fix it. And I knew I needed to figure this out on my own. So I give her credit for that. But a month after she enrolled, she asked me if I would be a distributor. And I was like, oh, brother, I will do it, but I am not selling anything, because I do not do that. And I said, whatever, I can hold a spot for you, whatever, if that will help you, but I'm not selling anything. And that's really how it all started. So that was May of 2013. I used the wraps on my thighs because we actually own a fitness facility here in town. And I work out a lot, but I could not get the hail damage on my thighs to go away. And so I thought, I'm going to closet wrap. I'm not going to let anybody know. I fell for the voodoo that I am going to try these wraps on my thighs. And lo and behold, they worked. So 2 months later, it's July of that year, we are in Mexico with some friends. And I was talking to my friend about this crazy wrap that I'd use on my thighs. And she said, yeah, I know, I want to be a distributor. And I was like, you what? And she's like, yeah, I mean, isn't it like $99? And I was like, yeah. So from a hotel room in Mexico, I signed up my first distributor. That's 2 months later, you guys. I did not get my first 4 loyal customers. Like we all back then had the 120, like Shelly was saying, you could get that. I didn't care about that. I didn't even have my e-suite on. I had to have Mackenzie get that turned back on for me, because here I was in Mexico. Mackenzie got 2 loyal customers for me, for her. So she got her fast start bonus. Both of them upgraded to distributors. So starting out July 7th of 2013, I had 0, except 1 distributor I had just signed up from Mexico. And so we got back from Mexico and I thought, shoot, that was easy. All I did was talk to my friend. And I was telling people, join Mackenzie's team, because I wanted her to do well. I loved my job. I did not love the politics. I did not love the drama. I did not love the hours, but I loved my job. I loved taking care of people. And I realized that day in Mexico, maybe this could change my life. Maybe I could do something with this business. So I went balls to the wall while still working full-time at my nursing job, while still owning a fitness facility, while still watching my grandsons whenever I could. I was busy. I was super busy. I was not the normal person. I am 55 years old. I'm not your youngsters looking people. I was not the normal or the typical. But I also can tell you, like Crystal said, I adore my daughter, but the best gift she gave me was to empower me to know I could do this business. She did not build me. She gave me 1 distributor that was my daughter-in-law's mom. That's it. Of everybody on that presidential chart, I or my teammate has enrolled every single person. She didn't even give me 1 loyal customer other than the 2 that she got originally. So when people say to me, well, will you help me when we're talking about signing up or enrolling or what they want to do with their life, I always say, yes, I want you to understand what helping means. Yes, I will help you by supporting you and empowering you and training you and guiding you and being here for you, but I'm not going to do it for you. So helping you is not doing it for you. And I feel like that is such an important thing to tell people when you're talking to them about enrolling, and where kind of the pitfall, especially when we get to that point where we're like panicking, thinking we want to get to our next level and we're looking for that next promotion and I'm going to sign anybody I can sign. I will not enroll somebody who will not enroll and sign up with an ADBV auto ship. I won't do it. And I also, if they think that helping is me doing it, because I'm not going to do it for them, and they will be so much better off if you let them do it themselves. So was back when I enrolled. You had 90 days to go diamond, and they had that good bonus, which was the get out of debt bonus, and it was $10,000. And so here, essentially, I started July 7th. So my 90 days would have been up on August 30th of that year. And I was one distributor from diamond at the end of August. And I was sad. I cried at my computer on August 31st at midnight when I realized I was not going to get that $10,000 bonus. But I also remember my husband standing here, rubbing my shoulders and comforting me. And I said to him, but you know what? I did it. I came so close, and I changed so many lives, and I can do this business. That is crazy amazing when when all of a sudden you realize, I can do this, and I'm going to do this. So the next week, first week in September, I got that last distributor, and I went diamond that month. Yes. So did I get that $10,000 bonus? No. Was I heartbroken for a minute? Yep, I was. I cried, picked myself up, brushed myself off, and moved forward, because this business is not about a bonus. This business is about $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, rather than $10,000, whoop, it's gone. No, we can make this every single month, and we cannot forget about the lives that we are able to change. And you've got to make this business about them and not about you. So I promoted then to triple diamond within a year, actually in June of that year. So it wasn't even a full year from when I actually think I started working my business. And then I retired from my nursing job in September. So 16 months after I enrolled, I was able to retire from my nursing job. And I can remember Mackenzie asking me I was probably diamond then. She said, at what rank, Mom, do you need to retire? Do you need money to retire from your job? And I was like, retire from my job? I don't really think I could do that, because as a 55, 56-year-old, I was like, if I leave this job, I'll never get another nursing job. And what if this business doesn't pan out? What if I do this? I mean, you don't make a ton of money with nurses as a nurse, never. But in my mind, it was secure. I mean, I knew I was valued. I knew that I could do the job well. But I also knew that every 2 weeks, my take-home pay, actually to live off of, was $900 a month, or 2 weeks, $900. So that's really the poverty level as a nurse. Now, yes, I paid money in for a 401k, I paid for insurance, I paid for all those things. But if I was still doing that and going to live off of what I was making as a nurse, $900 every 2 weeks, could you live on that? No. So yes, my husband has always done pretty well. He owns his own business. But I realized we had the golden egg, and I need to chase this. I need to make this happen. And I realized that we could do it together as a team. And making it about them is so important. I feel like so many times people get into management mode and feel like you need to shape them and micromanage them and make sure they're doing this and doing that and all that. Nope. You lead by example. And so I did fall into management mode for a while. I can remember at Triple, I kept thinking, well, I'm comfortable here. This is good money. I don't really need to push on. And I started to feel like things were kind of falling apart. There was some negativity going on, and I am like anti-negativity. I won't let it into my team. And I realized I just needed to get back to work. So a big part of my philosophy is don't be distracted by what you think you can't do. You hear what I'm saying? Don't be distracted by what you think you can't do. Like, I think I can't party. I think I can't get a wrap on people. I think I can't get to Presidential Diamond or Ambassador Diamond. And that distracts you. But you have to be motivated by what you can do. And you know that you all can do it because look where you are. You already are leaders with this company. Even when you get to executive, which is the very first rank, you are already a leader. And that needs to be your motivation, is to know you did that. I don't even remember when I went executive because I went Emerald in that first month. And I was so not on board with figuring out ranks and all of that kind of stuff. I just was filling in the boxes and putting people in there and chatting because I was passionate about it. I was excited about it. I could see the potential that could change so many lives. And that's like when Shelley said, get back to what you know and what you're good at. Launching people. I would work all day long and go to work I'd leave my house at 7 a.m. and I would get home about 5:30 or 6, usually 6. And then my husband and I would throw on different clothes, go work out at 6:30, come home, and then I would get to work. Many times I would try to launch a teammate too, somewhere in there. I would take off my scrubs, run to a quick lunch party at 5:30 and still try to make my 6:30 workout class, or maybe I'd go to 7:30 workout class, but I still got it done. And busy people are the ones you want. You don't want that person who says, I don't have anything to do. Well, yeah, we can give them something to do, but you want the busy people. My presidential, the gal that won presidential on my team that got me, helped me to promote, she is a full-time salon hairstylist. She has 3 little kids. Her husband travels all the time. She's busy, busy, busy. And when she got to presidential, she's kind of like let life get in her way. She's lost some rank. And she said, I am so much better off when I'm busy. So Shelley had exactly what is right. Get back to what you know. Get back to what you do the best and stay busy. Stay focused. Okay? That's my story. Nothing glamorous, but that's it.
I love it. And you know that I love you so much. Oh my gosh, like you just get, like, I'm so excited. You get me so excited, but you know this. So you've given so many tips, like even for me, like I feel like you were just speaking to me so much just in some of the things that you're saying, you know, like I think we all, especially those of us that have been in the business 2, 3, and 4 years, sometimes you do let life get in the way, and it is so important to find your way back. You know what I mean? Like I can remember when we first started talking, we would always say, you know, we're lifers and things like that. And that's the one thing that's never come off the table for me is that I'm committed. And, you know, things may not always go and life may happen, but I'm committed. I'm not a quitter. And so I love that when you and Shelley both are saying, just get back to what you're good at. That's one thing I can see that's been the biggest change for me is I've truly gotten back. You know, I've quit hiding behind the computer. You know, that was a big thing I was doing. I was trying to do everything like everybody else was doing online. And so I shine in person. I know that you shine in person, but what do you feel like is the number? I think that I told Shelley I wanted you on here because I think we prejudge people on who we think would be good at this business. But what is the one tip that you would give somebody? I guess maybe just in recruiting. You know, I have a lot of people that have come to me recently and say, I just can't sign a distributor. Like, you know, they're flustered or frustrated, and they just can't sign a distributor. What is your number one tip for recruiting?
Well, believe you can, I think, is a big, big part of it. Again, it's got to be about them. And I feel like that is why I have been successful with getting distributors, and why if I can get them on the phone or get them in person, I can pretty much get them as a distributor because I believe in it. If I was trying to just talk you into something, I always tell my team this story, that if you go to the cell phone place and you're talking to the person there and you're trying to decide what you want to do with a cell phone and what's your next, you know, what are you going to upgrade and da-da-da, and you're hearing what this person's saying to you, but there's not really a lot of passion. You know, they're just like kind of going through the motions or whatever. But if they were saying like, this cell phone, it's amazing. I love it. It's got da-da-da-da-da. And I use this, you know, so many times I say to people, so what if you were at that cell phone place and they were talking kind of blah, 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 and then you say, well, what phone do you have? And they're like, well, I don't use a cell phone. I don't have, I'd be like, turn my cell phone ears off, right? Are you going to join someone's team who doesn't feel passionate about that cell phone? No, you're not going to. You've got to believe it, and feel empowered that you are giving them a gift. I totally feel like it's a random act of kindness. Every single person I enroll, it's a gift I can give somebody. And if you feel like it's because it's going to help your chart, I took in my ambassador chart, I always used to point to that, but I took it down because it was discouraging me. I was like, if I think that that's just going to fill a box on that ambassador chart, you're not going to get them. You're not going to help them. But if you believe that you can change their life and you believe in this business, that's all you need. You know, I think so many times people think they have to have the party pad. Yes, you need that. That's a great tool. You have to have a chart for them to see. You have to have a steps to success printed out for them. Yes, those are all tools. You need to tell them all about those things. But what they need to see is this. They need to see that you are so freaking excited about what's going on in your life, and you want to help them get that. Because our age group, my age group, it boggles my mind how many times I will say to somebody my age and say, would an extra $500 help you? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes. Many times they'll say an extra $100 a month would help me. And it blows my mind that I think you're nearing retirement age, which boggles my mind, but it is. It's a real thing that people do not have a plan past here. We've got a plan. We can help them. We can change their life. Our age group, Pam was on a Zoom with me one night, and she said, Deb, our age group is the one who needs it the most. We've got to talk to our age group because they don't have an extra $100. They struggle to get that $99 to enroll. Well, then they need this business, and we can show them how to do it. And every day there is somebody I come across, that whole saturated market thing. We have 3 ambassador diamonds in our town. Sorry, I get going, Crystal. Sorry. We have 3 ambassador diamonds in our town. Jamie Rosecrans McKenzie, my daughter, and Melissa Yardley. We have 3 presidential diamonds in our town. So our little town of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, how many of you have ever heard of that? Right? So it's not like Detroit, Michigan. It is like 150,000 people. And every single day I talk to somebody that could use this business. Every single day there's somebody out there. And my gift to them is believing that I can change their life with this business. That's all you have to do. There is no trick. Here is you are your only limit. That is it. You are your limit. So if you believe you can change their life, you can. I assure you, you can. One real quick story. So we could not use Facebook when I was working as a nurse. So my cell phone, we couldn't use our cell phones. I carried it in my hip pocket in my scrubs. And I had a gal that I worked out with that I didn't even know. I remember who she was. We always stand we do kickboxing, and we always stand in the same spot in the mat. And she was behind me. I remember seeing her. We were friends on Facebook, but I didn't really know her very well. She sent me a message one day when I was in the bathroom at work. I pulled my cell phone out from my scrubs, and I see her say, so tell me about these wraps. And I was like, I don't have time to tell you about these wraps. I said, listen, Amanda, I will meet you at the coffee shop next to the gym, and we'll talk about these wraps, and then we'll go work out. I signed her as a distributor that day in 15 minutes. She had never used a wrap. She had never heard of them other than just seen what I had posted about the wraps. And I sent her as a distributor. Why? Because I knew I could change her life. She actually was able to quit her job that she hated, and she went double diamond on her own. Well, less than a year later for sure. I think it was like 6 months. So that word vomiting doesn't work. Just getting to the point, saying, I want to get in front of you. I want to just tell you what I got, and let's go. And that's it. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just let them know and see what you got in your heart. If you genuinely love this business, if you genuinely know you can change their life, you can. That's what you got to do. That's my tip.
Sorry, I had to mute. I've got Legos going on in the other room. I just love you, Deb, so much. And so at this time, I'm just going to open it up. Does anybody want to ask Deb a question? Like, do you have any questions for her about how she runs her business or works her business? Shelly, is there anything you want to ask or?
There is. Deb Hoffman, you are so amazing. I love listening to you, your energy. Like, that's why you're doing so amazing. And I loved what you said is that number one, it's believing. It's knowing what you got your hands on and knowing where you're going with it and what you got to offer. Because I truly feel the same way, Deb, is that when we stop thinking about what it's going to do for us and just really focus on what it's going to do for them, that's when action starts happening. That's when beautiful things start developing. So my question to you is, when we are building, okay, I struggle as an ambassador. I struggle with placement and all that, okay? And we know, Deb, that at some time in our business, we have to place. We're not ever going to keep everybody at our top level. So do you just look at the chart and look at the box and move forward with that? Or what's your strategy?
It's hard. That is hard. The part that is hard for me is that I am so yellow that I want to like bring everybody in and let me help you take care of you and that kind of stuff. I will, first of all, I will not place a loyal customer under somebody that doesn't have an ADBV auto ship. I won't do that. So if I get a loyal customer, and I'm right up front, I'm very honest with my team, and not mean, but honest. I mean, I feel like you have to be honest. And I say to them, I will match your energy. If you want to do this business, whether you are personally enrolled by me or not, I will run freaking with you, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder. We're going. But I'm not going to do it by myself, and I'm not going to do it for you. So that's how I really look at my charts and place. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I have enrolled that have pretty much thought I was going to do it, and I won't place under them. I will place under people that are wanting it and needing it and are ready to run with me. So it isn't always, that is such a hard question, Shirley, because it's really, I really do a lot of kind of personality placing, which I know a lot of people don't do that. I am not somebody that leaves, I don't build wide. I have 5 working legs. That's it. I'm just not that mentality of always, I was taught to place, and that's what I do. So I do a lot of personality placing, and that's just because I'm yellow through and through. And if you've not ever done your colors and you don't know about those, you need to do it because it's so crucial in your business. So that's what I do, is I do a lot of personality placing. And I, after I place somebody, I always talk to them for about 2 or 3 days, kind of depends on how they're working. And then I'll say, I'm going to introduce you to your team. And I start a thread with them and get the energy going in there. It has worked out pretty well for me. So does that help you answer your question? I don't build wide at all. I never leave on my top line. I always place, always. I'd rather help somebody else than help myself. Kind of it. And I say that, but it ends up, it helps me no matter what. Because I feel like okay, for example, when Mackenzie told me back when I was building to presidential, she's like, don't do this, Mom, this one thing. And I was like, oh, I just feel like this would be a good combination. And I placed this girl under a gal who ended up being one of my triples. And she just went on fire. She built a double diamond in about 5 months. And Mackenzie said, you were right, Mom. So I trust my gut a lot. I build strong more than I build to help myself, I guess. I would rather just feel secure in the rank that I am and keeping my team comfortable and happy. That is me. For me, of course, the money is amazing. I don't do this business for the money. Yes, of course, I need the money, but I love the fact that I can help so many other people. And I get emotional about it because I really feel like it's just such a blessing that I have, that I can help them help themselves. So a promotion on anywhere in my downline is way more exciting to me than my own promotion. Totally. Does that help you, Michelle?
It does. And I do have one more question, and then I'll let somebody else go. I want to hog everybody, but I would love to hear this from everybody too, is that because I don't want to guide. I'm building a new spot now, and I'm starting over from scratch. And so, and I've already made mistakes that I knew was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, we learn. And I know it's not right to hurry things. Would you, like, I know what these $100 bonuses mean so much to these new people, but if they have somebody that came into their business and is not working, and I would like to not only hear from Deb, I would like to hear from a few of my leaders also. And she has an extra customer and I have an extra customer. Would you help her out by getting that $100 bonus and placing a customer underneath there, under somebody that's not working, to do the $100 bonus? Fast start.
The only thing I will is if they have their ADBV auto ship set up to run. That's the only time I will place under someone like that. And you've probably heard this enough times, but you have to have that auto ship set up, because that is the cornerstone of your business. And if you are not willing to do that, that should be your motivator. I know that money is tight. Clearly, that's why they most likely joined the company. But I have to impress on them that they will never, I promise you, never succeed in this business if they don't believe in the products. They totally will not. So yes, I have placed loyal customers under people that don't appear to be working if they have their ADBV auto ship set up. But I talk to them about that. I will say, I have a loyal customer to place, but I will not place them unless you are certain you're going to be running that auto ship. And again, you know, like Joel and Stephanie Dunn always talk about those fast start bonuses. Just think about, those can be life-changing in themselves. When people talk about getting $500 a month as a Ruby, if you sign 5 distributors a month, that's $500 a month. Why are we not focusing on these fast start bonuses? So we've got to impress that on all of our people that are not really working. Like, challenge them. Get after it. Sign a distributor. Let's get those 2 loyal customers under. You're going to have $100 to pay for that auto ship for next month, and you're going to be off and running. So I do, only if they've got an ADBV auto ship set up. And I've chatted with them.
Awesome. What about you, Jen Zay?
Sorry, it's my little mute button. I do. I make sure that I'm going to I spend a lot of time pouring into my team, Zooms, one-on-one coaching calls. I know I gave them everything they need to be successful. If they choose not to, because I do believe it is a choice to not be successful, if they choose not to, and if they choose to go into the Secret Service and stop returning phone calls and all of that, and they haven't signed a single person, I'll be honest, I will still place my 2 loyal customers there, because I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get my fast start and my cab, because I believe I should, you know, if I'm pouring into them and I want reimbursed for it. I love me some cab bonuses. And I think you should be paid for your efforts. And if I'm putting in all this time, and if they don't, I do still make sure that I get my cabs and my fast starts.
Awesome.
Because those add up
fast.
Big time.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that has a different response? Because I feel like all 3 of us are on the same page. Okay. Anybody else have a question for Deb? Ashley, go ahead.
Do you feel like that when you're placing, I feel like when I started doing that, I started setting people up to expect to get loyals, or if they were struggling, once I was placing for those fast start bonuses, that, you know, to try to help get those, that it became more of a something they thought was going to happen more than just for the kickoff of them. Does that make sense?
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think that's why I always had the conversation before I do it. I always say to them, I try to get them on the phone so that they can hear my sincerity, because reading a text or reading a Facebook message is not the same as hearing what I have to say. And I will say to them, you know, you're new to this business, and I want to let you know that I explained to them about helping, just like we talked about earlier. And I'll say to them, I'd love to help you in this way, and this is a gift. But I also reiterate my story. Like, I didn't have this gift. I didn't have an enroller that placed people under me. And so this is a gift. she put 2 loyal customers under to get her fast start bonus. And so honestly, I'm just going to be completely honest with you and tell you that is why I'm going to help you, is because fast start bonus is where it's at. And I want to teach you that that's what you want to do. Because if I give you a loyal customer and your enroller gives you a loyal customer, you only need to get 2 more. You've got your 4. And then from then on, you can help your own distributors, and you're going to be getting $100 and $100 and $100. And then you're going to get to Diamond and you're going to get $80 more, $80 more. And so I start saying those numbers and they're like, oh yeah, I get it. I totally get it. And you're going to have that conversation again. So I will say to them, I always follow up with them afterwards and say, it's so exciting because now you're fast start qualified. Let's talk about what that means for you. That means now you get to earn that $100 when you enroll your distributor and you help them. So they get it. I feel like they get it. Not everybody, clearly. Some of them don't. Some of them go into the witness protection program, just like you said. You're like, wait, what? Just what happened? Here you were. So you're just going to have those people, and I let those that bother me for a while, but I cannot. I want to help people and I love them, but I can't carry them all on my shoulders. It's just not possible. So that's such a good point. And you do feel like, did I give them something and now they expect that? I totally give them why I'm doing it. Like, my motivation is because of this. This it's going to get, if I'm not personally enrolled, then I'll say, this is going to help Shelly. She's going to get her fast start bonus because she's going to place another under you. And so what this is teaching you is, this is what you can do for yourself. We're giving you this gift. You're going to pass this gift on because you're going to get 2 more, and then you're going to get a distributor, and you're going to get this. So I feel like it is such a foreign thing for people in this business to come in. And because I was that person too. I can remember when Mackenzie, way back when she placed that one distributor under me, which Tammy is her name. And I said to Kenz, so does that mean when she gets 2 loyal customers, I get that fast start bonus? I mean, I didn't even know that then. And I was almost Diamond because I didn't focus on that. All I knew was I was setting people up. They were getting 2 loyal customers, and I was getting a fast start bonus. And I was like, well, whoop-de-doo, that's awesome. So I feel like it's our job to continue to teach them and enforce it and encourage them and read and do it again and start that whole process over again. Does that help? Okay, good.
Anybody else with the question?
We're good.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me on. I just want to tell you one last thing. What I always do when I go to bed at night, I thank the good Lord for the day, and I say to him, thank you for giving me this blessing of this business and all of the things that I have in my life. But I also want to go to bed knowing that I gave 100% to my life, not necessarily just to my business, but to my life. What I did today, did it enrich my life? And if it didn't, then tomorrow's got to be a better day. So go to bed knowing you've done the very best you can. And if you didn't, then tomorrow you will. That's a huge part of it. Yeah, because I feel like so many times people go to bed and they're just like, oh, this and this negative thing happened, and then this negative thing happened. But think of all the really fabulous things that happened, and tomorrow's a new day. I can go tomorrow and we can do that. So get after it, you guys. I'm cheering you all on. I hope I didn't bore you too long. I get kind of excited and get going, so I'm sorry.
Well, we thank you for your time. And what I love what she said, you guys, is that we get to. Number one, we get to do this business. We get to bless others and, and change people's lives. That, I think, is the most important thing. And when you say you get to, instead of you have to get up and blitz or you have to go talk to people about the business, no, you get to, because there's a lot of people that doesn't get to. So, Crystal, would you like to end us out?
I just want to say thank you so much for getting on, Deb. I love you, and I'm sure a lot of these awesome distributors that did not know who you are going to follow you now because you're so amazing. I can't wait to see you. I have to see you at Green Carpet. And I just love you, and thank you so much.
Who's going to Phoenix? Anybody going to Phoenix?
Whoop, whoop. Good job.
I can't wait. It's not in the cards. It's crazy time. But I'm going. I just feel like I need to be there. I want to be there, and I'm excited. So all the way from Iowa, where it's crappy here all the time, we're going to Phoenix. Can't wait. Yay!
That's so awesome.
Love you so much, Deb.
Thank you for having me. I feel very honored.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Crystal. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.